What's going on, everyone? So Jade appears to be a version of Christopher. Now, a lot of theories going around on what that is. I've seen, last 2 seasons, people have, it's reincarnation. Look at Miranda with Tabitha. Look at, Jade with Christopher, right? Like, you have these characters that have a lot of similarities, that we are seeing this iteration of past characters that have entered Fromville, and now this is just our current timeline, like Jade is Christopher. But we got some revealing information in episode 6 that Christopher was meant to go through the bottle tree, that Christopher was the one that was meant to go on the journey that we saw Tabitha go through, that Miranda before her ended up going in, but she didn't make it. She ended up dying. Or did she? Right? Like, is it possible that Miranda did go through the tree and maybe it was something like the rock? Right? Remember when Victor threw the rock and it just came crashing down? Could that have been something? And maybe that's how she ended up dying. But essentially, it appears that Victor ended up leading his mother to her death because Christopher was meant to go through the tree. Well, if Christopher was meant to go through the tree, chances are, I think it's a safe bet, that Jade is meant to go through the tree. And so I think at some point we are going to get that information revealed because Victor just uncovered that. Oh, it's supposed to be Christopher. The boy in white told Christopher that he needed to do that, right? Okay, well, who is obsessed with the symbol and seeing all the visions and stuff? I think either Victor or Miranda or Jade himself come to that realization, come to that conclusion of like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to go through the tree. And I do think, and I could even see Jade by the end of the season going through the tree. Again, I have not seen the spoilers, right? I am going to give an opinion and just my own theory as to what I think is going to happen with Jade, okay? Again, it's just my opinion. I want to give people the opportunity because it's very possible that I could get it right. I just did a theory video that people apparently don't believe, that I think I just lied, that I haven't read, that I actually did read the spoilers, just because apparently that theory was right. But try not to ruin it for other people. Like, again, it's just a theory. Even if it is right, like, just, hey, you don't have to reveal that, hey, it's correct. You can let it be a theory, right? Because I haven't seen the spoilers. And not only did I just get a bunch of stuff ruined, right? Keep it to yourself, right? Keep it kind. Be polite to other people. These are real theories. If you believe that I'm lying, fine. Believe that I'm lying. But just call me a liar and keep it to yourself, please, so other people don't get stuff ruined. Now, just wanted to get that out the way because I could see where Jade goes down a similar path to Tabitha, right? Tabitha entered the bottle tree, and then made it to the real world. I could see something similar happening to Jade. Like, what if Jade now goes and enters the journey that Tabitha went on, and then he gets out and escaped? Now, there's a couple things about this. Now, one, you can make the argument that would be stupid because now it's just like, okay, everyone's just getting out, right? First it was Tabitha, now it's Jade. Second thing is, I think Tabitha got out because the boy in white wanted her to go get Henry. Right? I don't think it was because she was necessarily meant to get out or anything, right? Because she was never meant to save the children. And that was the whole point. It was like she went to go save the children. Now we know that, no, it's Jade Christopher, who is now Jade, is supposed to save the children. And on top of that, right, like, either way, she didn't complete her mission. Unless her mission wasn't to save the children. Her mission was to get to the real world, find Henry, and bring Henry back for Victor. It's why you see the boy in white in the real world, right? Boom. So I do think that there is that argument there. But I do think it would be incredibly fascinating if Jade got out. Because what would Jade do? Right? Like, would Jade just go back to his company and just be like, sucks for them. I got out, right? Because he's kind of that a-hole. Or would he become obsessed with trying to figure out how to get back to Fromville and save everybody? Or is there an entry point to Fromville? Like, would he become consumed by that, right? And maybe he is operating outside, trying to figure out whatever he needs to figure out for Fromville while everyone is trapped inside, right? Like, I think that could be something interesting in and of itself also, right? Like, to where, Jade gets out, and like, I could even see maybe a combination of both, where like Jade gets out and he's like, well, that sucks for those people, and kind of just is like, all right, I'm just gonna get back to my life and pretend like that never happened, like it was just a fever dream. And he's kind of just going about his business, but it's just eventually just eats at him enough to where he's like, all right, fine, I got to try to do something. And then, or maybe the boy in white appears to him or something like it did with Tabitha. Right? There's a lot of ways that they could go about it. But I actually think that that'd be a very interesting approach. Yes, I get that it would kind of feel repetitive. Like, it's like, last season ended on Tabitha getting out. This season ends on Jade getting out. It's just, I do feel like there is this form of repetitiveness, but I don't really care about repetitiveness as long as the story and execution is right? Like, obviously, if like, you don't want it too many. You don't want it's like, okay, well, Tabitha got out, Jade got out, Boyd got out, right? Like, oh, Ellis got out, right? Like, Jim got out, right? Like, you don't want it. Like, there is a point where it's like, okay, like, it's getting a little carried away. But I don't think it would be far-fetched if Jade is meant to get out also. Also, you could tie it in and have it play a role where the only way out is out and back in, right? So like you have your mission in Fromville that you need to complete. Like think of it as level 1, right? So you have level 1, you get out of level 1, you go to the real world. That's level 2, right? You have a mission that you need to complete in level 2. When you complete that mission, right, you go back to Fromville for level 3, and then if you complete that mission, now you're out, right? Like, you could do something like that, right? So, like, for example, Tabitha. You had Tabitha, who had, her mission in level 1, completed it, got to the tower, got out for level 2. Then she had a mission in the real world, which you could look at as level 2. She has to complete that mission. Her mission was to grab Henry, bring Henry back to Fromville, right? She did that, boom. Now she's on that, and now she has level 3, which is she had nightmares as a child of, the village, right? Boom, there you go, right? Like, I could see something similar happening with Jade, where maybe, level 1 was to kind of figure out what Christopher ultimately learned and, all that of like, oh, I need to get out of here type thing. So boom, he gets out, and then he has to, maybe his completion is figuring out a way to get back to Fromville or whatever, right? Or he has to develop a system, or maybe he uses his company or whatever to figure out the symbol or whatever, right? Because now he has technology and stuff like that, so he can like create algorithms and stuff, right? So boom, he does that. And then he figures that out, and then he goes back to Fromville, and then he has another mission to complete, and then boom, he can help everyone get out. And it's just like you have several characters that have to do that. I think that could be an easy, honest approach. But like regardless, I feel like, again, you don't necessarily have to have Jade get out, but I do think it would be cool. I do think it'd be interesting, because I also want to see like how would his character respond, right? Because I could see him just straight up being like, well, sucks for them, right? Like, I could fully see him just being like, like, I'm just gonna go back to my life. I'm gonna pretend like this never happened. I'm just gonna tell everyone I got like, whatever, high and passed out in a forest somewhere, and it took me a month or 2 to get back home, whatever, right? Like, he's the owner of like some big multi-million-dollar company or whatever, right? So he could just easily be like, I just needed to escape. I needed to get away. It was just, my mind, I'm the genius, whatever, right? Like, I think he could justify like where he's been the last few months and no one would bat an eyelash. But I do think the weight of it all would weigh heavy on him at some point. And I do think I could see him kind of caving in a little bit. I could see him maybe potentially being like, all right, I need to kind of do better type thing. I need to kind of help these people out better, right? I could see along those lines. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Again, please, right? If you believe I've read it and I'm just like spewing stuff, if you haven't, whatever, however you feel, it doesn't matter. Don't ruin stuff for other people. Like, you know, like that was really unfortunate to see in a previous video, right? Again, I have not read the spoilers, but apparently I got a gym video right, and everyone just kind of ruined it for everybody, which sucks because I also got it ruined too because I really didn't know. So I had it ruined for me, but look, it comes with the territory for me, right? But other people, you know, it's just courtesy. It's just kindness. Even if you believe, you know, fate's the biggest liar ever and he's just trying to masquerade it, okay, that's fine. Believe what you want to believe. But let's not ruin it for other people, right? Call me a liar and move on rather than ruining stuff. Because then people are like, oh, you must have known because of that. Like, again, believe what you want to believe. But just be courteous. I'm trying to predict and give a thought and a theory on something. I've given the same warning in every one of these videos, but I guess that video is the first video I've actually gotten something right because everyone just believed that I just like, there's no way you would have guessed that. And I don't think the theory was something that was like, you needed spoilers to come to the conclusion to, right? Like even people in the comments were like, yeah, like it's not far-fetched, but there's, you know, it's always a small number of people compared to the majority, but still, it's just like, you know, it sucks that a bunch of people are getting stuff ruined because people can't just keep it to themselves, right? You think I'm a liar? Fine. Think what you want. Call me what you want. That's fine. But be courteous to other people, right? Just wanted to get that out again. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this theory. Do you think that makes sense? Do you think it doesn't? Do you think that they should go that route? Do you think that they shouldn't go that route? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.